Welcome back, I'm Nelson, and this is Infinite Roleplay. I got another little question for y'all. See, I want to know how broken you think this combination is. It's another low-level combination of skills, abilities, classes, and feats. Think of a human fighter warlock. At level 3, 1 level fighter, 2 levels warlock. Take the human variant that allows you to take a feat at first level. Character creation, take your first level in fighter, and have the feat be heavy armor master. I know there was discussion about heavy armor master being kind of broken already, but let's push it 1 or 2 steps further. Having chainmail as part of starter your equipment, chainmail is heavy armor, taking heavy armor master as your feat, and I don't know, protection as your fighting style. You can get your AC up to 19 with your chainmail, protection fighting style, and a shield. It's already pretty high. Pretty good, right? So if you get hit, which won't be all that often, especially not at the lower levels, you reduce the damage of bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing by 3 points. At those levels, that's kind of what the guys are doing, you know. Enemies and monsters that you're fighting are only doing, you know, pittance for damage, and you're negating it. Now, by the time you hit level 3 as a warlock, make sure you take the Pact of the Fiend, so that when you drop an enemy, you gain temporary hit points. I believe the temporary hit points is your charisma modifier plus your levels in warlock. You have to have a charisma modifier of at least 13 to multi-class into warlock. Hopefully you have a charisma of at least 14. That way, when you first get warlock, every time you drop an enemy, you get 3 hit points, 3 temporary hit points. If an enemy does manage to hit your AC 19 with any bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage that's non-magical, you reduce that damage by 3. If there's anything left over on top of that, you take away 3 more from your temporary hit points before you ever see your first actual hit point of damage. And you're a fighter, and you have second wind. So, there's that. Once you hit second level in warlock, you get to take invocations. Now, you get 2 invocations. One of them could be repelling blast. So, if you're in melee and you know you want to do some damage and get away, you can fire your Eldritch Blast and push back an enemy 10 feet. Or maybe you just want a little bit more battlefield control, you know, an ability to reposition enemies. You can do that. You can get Agonizing Blast. But since you're a human, I think something like Devil Sight, which gives you dark vision of 120 feet through normal and magical darkness, might be a really good bet. You won't need to ever light up a torch again, which gives you a huge advantage over other humans. The second Eldritch invocation would be Fiendish Vigor. Fiendish Vigor is an invocation that allows you to cast a level 1 spell at will without any of the requirements. And you can just do it at will, constantly. And the spell is False Life. False Life gives you 1d4 plus 4 or 1d4 plus 5 temporary hit points. You take that action, and it lasts for an hour. You take that action as a buffer prior to combat. You've already got anywhere between, you know, 5 and 9 hit points. 5 and 8 hit points as a buffer zone. Not to mention your AC of 19, your ability to just ignore the first 3 points of physical damage, and then on top of that, anywhere between 5 and 9 temporary hit points, just as a buffer zone before you drop your first enemy. Once you drop your enemy, you get 4 more temporary hit points. So do you, ladies and gentlemen, out there think that that is completely broken? Peace out. Yo, love, peace, and chicken grease, son. Yeah.